Well, as we get closer to Christmas, children inevitably spend more time thinking about what Santa might bring them, and those wish lists sometimes can be pretty long. But we found a young lady today who had a very simple Christmas wish.
As our Ruta Trevino shows us, the only thing one CCISD third grader wanted was her mom home for Christmas, and that wish was granted.
She didn't ask for gifts. She has to be with her mom.
Dr. J.A. Garcia Elementary Principal Norma de Leon says it's as if St. Nick himself had set it all up.
Family and love is the most important gift of all.
Third grade students were asked to write a letter to the jolly elf himself with a list of what they'd like for Christmas. On them, everything from bicycles, skateboards, and video games to dolls, dresses, and laptops. But Miriam Lopez's list included only one wish: her mother.
The last time I saw her was in February after my deployment to Afghanistan.
Army Sergeant First Class Irene Cepeda landed in Houston and drove 4 hours non-stop to Garcia Elementary today. Inside, Miriam's wish began to unfold, and she and her fellow students headed to the library to hear a Christmas story read by the superintendent.
This book is titled The Soldier's Night Before Christmas.
Slowly and methodically, as if calculating the timing, Superintendent Hernandez read the story.
And all through the base, only sentries were stirring. They guarded the place.
Miriam watched and listened, never expecting what was about to happen. There, dressed in red and ho-ho-hoing, was Santa Claus, asking the little third grader to join him.
One thing Miriam did was she didn't ask for a toy. She asked to be with her mother for Christmas. Pulled some strings, babe. Okay? So now do you believe in Santa? Do you?
Then, as if by Christmas magic, rounding a corner, comes Sergeant First Class Irene Cepeda. Not a dry eye in the room as everyone cheered and applauded and smiled. Little Miriam brought to tears, tears of joy and appreciation. The good tidings continued as Miriam was showered with flowers and gifts, the best of which was Mom.
I'm very happy to see her.
You told her where you're going? So you don't know where you're going tomorrow? You want to tell her?
We're going on an adventure. On a Disney cruise.
A whole lot of surprises for Miriam in one day, and a very Merry Christmas indeed. No replacing a mother's love. Rudy Trevino, 3 News.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not a dry eye there or here on the anchor desk.